Hi, son. Since our phone conversation, I thought maybe the best way for me to give you some background on bookkeeping for you and your partner's business is just to create a few series of videos. Um, there's no need to open textbooks and get involved in that depth. So let me just jump in, and this initial video will just essentially uh, give you the justification for why we should keep a set of books and what it is we're actually doing when we keep a set of books. So, accounting, what is it? Uh, First of all, I have to learn how to spell it, but anyway, that's close. Accounting, it's tracking financial activity. So you can be more efficient in your economic activity of running your business, to be more efficient. Okay? In the economic activity. Now, what's the difference between a financial activity and an economic activity? Well, we'll start off. The economic activity is pretty easy to get a grip on. Uh, an economic activity is what we humans do when we take raw materials and ideas and a lot of hard work and a lot of optimism, and we create benefits. Okay, so it's about creating benefits, and the benefits we create are initially for our customers, and then in exchange we get back benefits from them, and ideally we get back a little bit more than we give, which is the profit, and it all works. So economic activity is about creating benefits. Financial activity is essentially to do with benefits. It is storing benefits, and that's what we do with money. It's a store of value, and it's also exchanging benefits. So money is a store of value, as they say, and it's also a medium of exchange. So what we're really doing is tracking the flow of cash through our business, through the business. Okay, so that's what we're going to do in accounting. So the question is, why do we bother doing that? Is it, and how worthwhile an activity is it? Well, the first reason we bother doing it is because we have CRA, Canada Revenue Agency, that's very interested in knowing about this and getting their piece of it. And don't ever make the mistake that you can duck under their radar, because you can't. So if you can't duck under their radar, which you can't, then you want to make darn sure that when they come knocking that they believe what you're telling them. And the best way to gain credibility with Revenue Canada is to have a good set of books. So, credibility with Revenue Canada, because you don't, they don't wield the sword for nothing, and you don't want to fall under that particular blade ever. Secondly, often when you're running a business, you have to raise money. In your case, it might be to buy the inventory of liquor, rent a hall, rent some of the equipment, and maybe pay a headliner to come in. So you always, if you don't have the money in your own pocket, you might have to go to the bank, in other words, raise cash using debt, or equity, which basically means you got to give somebody a piece of your business in order for them to bring cash in. So very often the decision of how to raise dollars is one that goes between debt and equity, and a good set of books will help you decide which is the best to use. Another reason is when you actually have cash, you have to decide how you're going to use it, and often is it to settle debt, settle off some of the debt you owe, or expand into new opportunities. A good set of books is going to help you keep the right balance between just how much debt you should have and how fast your growth could be. 4, every business owner, small business owner, no matter who they are, at some points runs into a crisis, and it's a crisis of confidence. are you just working a lot of unpaid overtime, or are you actually building a business? And at this points in time, you're very vulnerable to emotion and imagination. And it's really helpful to have a very objective kind of accounting of where you are, where you've come from. And it gets you through these tough times. And believe me, it's really important to have something in place that does get you through those crises of confidence, as I call them. It's also very important to know whether, in fact, the money you're taking in, the revenue, is greater than the expenses. I mean, you might throw these parties anyhow as a labor of love, but you got to make a profit, or you're just going to burn yourself out. So you got to know whether that particular equation is true. Let me see, what am I on? Number 6. As you grow, should you outsource some of the work or keep in-house? Keep it in-house. In other words, where should you be spending your time? Because you're going to develop skills, and you want to do more of the high skill activity and less of the running around. But you need a set of books to tell you at what point you have to start outsourcing and what point you have to start hiring. It's really important, and only a good set of books is going to tell you that or help you with that decision. And the last one really comes when you want to sell your business. Because at some point you might want to move on, and you've really got to know how much is a price you can justify with a potential new buyer. And the buyer, if they've got a good set of books to look at that have a good history of what's been gone on in the business, is going to feel more confident and comfortable paying that price. Again, for somebody buying a business, it's a very emotional, kind of anxious time. And the more objective kind of information that you've got to justify this huge undertaking for them, the better it's going to be for all concerned. So, those are the reasons why you basically want to keep a good set of books from day one. And one other thing I want to warn you about: a lot of people will understand what I'm saying, but then they'll go out and they'll just take their box of receipts to some bookkeeper and accountant and let them do it. And although it may be very important at some point to outsource the activity, don't outsource the expertise necessarily. You got to know what these people are telling you and that what they're telling you is true. After all, it's your money, it's your business, so never lose control of that activity, and you're only going to get control of that activity if you understand it, and that's what I'm going to try to help you do. So let me know if you like what we're doing here, and I'll make you some more of these videos. Talk to you later, son. Bye-bye.